Hello and welcome to day one of the Bricks Method Mindset Reset. Every day this week, well, Monday to Friday, we will have something different for you to think about and just to try and help you to understand why it hasn't worked before and why I believe that my coaching does, and in fact, why I get results with my clients. So today we are going to look at, is it really a quick fix? Now, if you think about all the things you have tried so far, think about, have they been a long-term process? Have they had a long-term plan for how you do it? And the answer probably is no. So things like a low-carb diet or a zero-carb diet, such as what used to be the Atkins diet, it's called like keto or ketogenic diet. Do you see yourself never eating carbs again for the rest of your life? I imagine not, because there is a lot of joy to be found in the humble potato and in some pasta and some rice and some pizza. And your body wants carbohydrates. It's the easiest and preferred form of energy for it to survive. So if it's something such as going to the gym 6 days a week and hitting 12,000 steps, okay, but can you do that every week in, week out, without sacrificing family time or chill time, or without burning out because it's impossible for you to do all your other things? Probably not. So a quick fix isn't quick if you are still looking for a solution after spending your life quick fixing. So we need to start to practice delayed gratification. And what that means is that we're doing the work now and we're waiting on the reward. So it's about trusting the process and continuing to put the efforts in, even if you don't see a result today. And that is really important when it comes to fat loss or strength gain or building confidence, building self-esteem, any area of our health that we're working on. If we see an instant reward, there's a good chance there's a higher risk factor, or that it's not something we can do long term. So actually, it's a temporary reward. And I just think it's really important to get curious with yourself and with your thoughts on what are your expectations. Because if you're expecting that, let's say you are on the Bricks method, some of you are, some of you aren't. Let's say you've signed up for my 6-week process and you're expecting that by week 3, you'll have lost a stone, you'll be kind to yourself every day, you'll never eat junk food again. Well, you're going to be disappointed because that's not going to happen within 3 weeks. But progress towards those things happening can happen in 3 weeks. And that's what's important, is trusting the process, knowing that you are on your way to that result, to that reward, to that thing you are working on, and putting the efforts in despite the fact that you can't see the result today. Now, fat loss takes time, and everyone's approach to it is different in the sense of some of my clients we might go in with a bit of a tougher approach. For example, some people I ease them in. Some people want to get straight in and they're fired up and driven and they just want to go hell for leather for a couple of weeks and then we'll calm it down. For other people, that would be so overwhelming. So the principles are still there. It's still going to take time. You're still putting efforts in today, that the results are coming a bit further down the line, but there's just different approaches to it. So it's just really important to think about the long-term goal and continue to put the efforts in. You're not going to be motivated every single day. So make sure that you are managing your expectations of, yeah, I have to do this though, because if I don't continue putting the efforts in, I won't continue making progress. And again, the mindset shift is just knowing that this is a lifestyle change and not something that you just do for a set period of time and then go back to how you were, because how you were is what you wanted to change. You weren't happy there. So putting in those efforts every day, you are working towards the person you want to be or that goal you want to achieve. And it's, what's the word I'm looking for? The trust in the process, like I said earlier, and just knowing that if you think about investing, sorry, and you think about anything that says it's going to promise you a high reward comes with a high risk. So it's a good analogy of the same with fat loss. Yes, if you get a quick result, your high risk factor is that you'll be unhappy. You might be ruining your relationship with food and creating unhealthy habits around food. You might be achieving goals at the expense of spending time with your family or doing the things that you value the most, which is one of the things on the Brix method. When you join, one of your questions on your first check-in is, what do you value? Where do you, what needs to still exist in your life whilst we improve your health? And it could be family time. It could be those 10 minutes in the morning by myself. It could be listening to a podcast on the school run. It could be anything. You tell me what's important to you and we make sure we build a lifestyle that works around it. So, delayed gratification and managing your expectations, getting into the mindset that you will need to put these efforts in daily, weekly, depending which one we're looking at, and wait for the result. Know that it is coming and trust in the process. Even on the days where you're not motivated, there's something you can do to continue working towards that reward that will come, despite the fact you can't see a result today. So let's take some action. I want you, if you are doing this live with me, then on the 24th of March, we are today, then I want you to send me a 3-month goal on my WhatsApp, and I want it to be specific. Where will you be in 3 months? And here's an example. I want to be able to run 5 kilometers in X time. So in 3 months, I want to be able to run X distance in X time. That's how specific I would like it to be. I don't want it to just say, oh, I want to feel better. Be specific, because if you're more specific, you can align your actions to it. So you want to set that 3-month goal, reverse engineer what you need to start doing now to achieve it, okay? If you're not doing this live and you are just listening on the podcast and you're not in our group, it's day one, you can still join us. So send me a message and I'll put a link to that. That's only if you are listening live as well. This is running from the 24th to the 28th of March, 2025, just in case you listen to this a long time in the future. So yeah, if you are doing it live with us, send it to me on WhatsApp. If you are not in the group, you can join us. There's a link in the show notes. If you are doing this after the date, then write it down for yourself. Keep a note of it in your phone somewhere or on a piece of paper, put it in your calendar. And in 3 months, set a calendar reminder. Where are we? Set one for in 1 month. Am I on track? Am I putting in those behaviors that I need to do? Now, if you're on the Brix method, obviously we'll be working towards that on the next 6 weeks anyway. But if you're not, make sure you've got those reminders set to keep you on target. So you've set your 3-month goal. You've got an event planned into your calendar for in 3 months, this is where I should be. So you need to go back a month. So at 2 months, where should you be? Go back another month. After 1 month, where should you be? Make sure you are aligning your habits and your behaviors and your choices with that goal that you want to achieve. I am going to leave it there. I'm going to keep these nice and short and sweet. We're all really busy. And I will be back with you tomorrow for day 2 of the Mindset Reset.